Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome to Fantasy Premier League with FPL Wizard. I hope you're all fine. I hope you're having a great season, a great time. I hope you enjoyed yourself. I did not stream last week, guys. I had to, let's just say that kind of real life got in the way. But I don't want to be spending too much time on this, because today I think it's going to be it's a very important stream, so we need to focus and just get straight to the point today. So guys, before I actually tell you about my transfers, I give you answers, I just like to show you a couple of things, because all the questions and all the answers are going to be related to these only today. I know that. So Ben Krillin, I've just posted a tweet from Ben Krillin in which he says, wow, double game week 25 is now guaranteed. So if you see, game week 24 was already guaranteed. We knew that Everton and Liverpool were going to have a double game week because they missed their game due to the snowstorm in Merseyside back in the day, right? We knew that this game week 24 is going to be a double game week, but now the news is coming that game week 25 is going to be also a double game week. And that is now based on whether Liverpool reach the EFL Cup final or Spurs reach the EFL Cup final, as to which team is going to get the double game week, right? So if Liverpool reach the EFL Cup final, then Liverpool and Villa will get a double in 25. So the double which Liverpool gets is Wolves at home and Aston Villa away. Right, so it's a great fixture. Wolves at home along with Aston Villa away, and then Villa get Ipswich at home and they get Liverpool at home as well. So if Liverpool reach the EFL Cup final, and mind you that the final which is going to happen is between game week 24 and 25. So that is going to be decided according to that particular schedule, as to which teams are going to double. Hang on, let me show you this matrix by Lego Money, so it will help you in the sense. I need that fixture schedule basically. So just give me a second, guys. I'm trying to bring it up here if I can. No, that's not it. Where is it? Just a second, guys. I'm kind of trying to... yes, I guess this one? No. I don't know. It's got lost for me, guys. I can't find. Yeah, there you go. So let me just post it for you guys, so I can get I can show you the fixtures that are going to happen. But I don't think this is no, this is not updated. I don't know, guys. For some reason I can't find it. It's all right. I'll just tell you anyways. So this Carabao Cup semi-final between Liverpool and Spurs is basically scheduled between game week 24 and game week 25. So basically, it all depends on whether Liverpool wins or Liverpool loses, and that'll basically govern who's going to get the double game week, right? So after this game between Bournemouth and Liverpool today, the next game is on 7th February. Or you can say 6th February if you stay in UK. So it's the semi-final, and then Liverpool have got a FA Cup game with Plymouth Argyle, and that's on 9th. And then they've got this fixture with Everton, right? So lots of things to happen between the game between Everton and Liverpool, and we'll know whether they're gonna get who's going to double, whether it's going to be Liverpool and Aston Villa, or it's going to be Spurs and Fulham to double, right? Ideally, because we've got Liverpool players and triples and everything, so it would be a lot less messy if Liverpool would win. But if Spurs win, I don't know. I don't know how many people have got Spurs players right now and how many people have got Fulham players right now. But from the viewpoint of assistant manager, like, this is going to be very important, right? So now, basically, in 3 game weeks, you're having 5 games, right, guys? 5 games in 3 weeks. So this is the time to make the most of the assistant manager chip, because once you activate the chip, you cannot use any other chip for the next 3 weeks, right? So this is the time to make the best use of the assistant manager chip, which is why if you go on social media, you'll see everybody, just activating the chip, right? So this is kind of what happens, right? This is a slide by FPL Focal on Twitter. So if you see here, I mean, if Liverpool win, then they've got 4 fixtures, right? And then they've got a fifth fixture, which is obviously not good against Manchester City, but that doesn't make a difference because you can make a manager transfer. So based on the power of the assistant managership, I mean, there's also a possibility that Arsenal kind of get a double game week, and that depends on whether Arsenal beat Newcastle in the Carabao Cup semi-final or not, which I don't think they're going to do because they already have a deficit of 2 goals and they're going to play away at Newcastle. So that looks very unlikely, and as you can see, there's a 16% chance according to FPL Focal's slide as well. So I think there's very little chance that Arsenal get a double game week, but if Arsenal get a double game week, then so do Chelsea. So that is totally dependent on whether Arsenal beat Newcastle or not, so we're not going to discuss this too much. Also because we don't have too many Arsenal players right now, and maybe we'll have just maybe Cole Palmer or some of us will have Colville, right? So Arsenal double and Chelsea double we don't really need to discuss. We'll come to that if it comes to pass. And Arsenal double, obviously Leicester away and Chelsea home is an alright double. But there's not many players to go for. Maybe you can go for the assistant manager in Arteta if you want. But mainly what I need to discuss with you is, let us assume Liverpool beat Spurs in the Carabao Cup semi-final, right? So that means Aston Villa and Liverpool get this double game week. So then if Liverpool get 2 double game weeks in a row, I mean, how many outfield players do you assume are going to play all these 4 fixtures and like against Plymouth Argyle and against Spurs in the Carabao Cup? And this is, look at the space, right? Game week 25 starts on 14th, and Liverpool have to play 4 games in the space of 2 weeks, right? And after 14th Feb, they've got to play 2 games more, right? So it's a very, very condensed run of fixtures, which is why it makes sense to play the assistant managership on Arne Slot, because of the fact that the manager doesn't get tired and he doesn't get rotated. So if you get Arne Slot, you'll get all the 4 fixtures out of him. On the other hand, if you don't get Arne Slot and you pick somebody like Gakpo or Luis Diaz, Darwin Núñez, Jota, whoever you want, I mean, you should not expect that they'll play all the 4 games and they'll get equal time in all the 4 games, or they'll play 90 minutes in 4 games. That is unrealistic. So Arne Slot makes sense as an assistant manager, right? So simply if you ask me, if you don't have 3 Liverpool players, then you don't need to ask the question. You just need to have the money, 1.5 in the bank, 1.5 million, because you need to pay for the manager, right? And simply put your assistant manager on Arne Slot. No questions asked, guys. If you're like me, who's transferred in Gakpo before this announcement of the doubles came and already have 3 Liverpool players. So if you look at my team, right? If you look at my team, I've already got Mo Salah, Alexander-Arnold and Cody Gakpo because I made the transfers before this news of doubles came to pass, right? So for somebody like me, there is obviously a possibility that I can transfer out Gakpo, like having spent a transfer on Gakpo and then again kind of spending a transfer on Gakpo to transfer out him out for somebody like an India, and then playing assistant manager on Arne Slot is one option obviously that I have. Another option, which we can explore is is playing the assistant manager chip on David Moyes. Currently, I have 0.2 million in the bank. I don't even have enough money in the bank to play the assistant manager chip on David Moyes. But I'll need to make one more transfer, and I have one free transfer, so that's not a problem. So I can make one more free transfer. Maybe somebody I can transfer somebody like an Ismail Assar, and I can get the money to play it on David Moyes. And if Liverpool win, then in game week 25, when there's a double game week, I can easily move to somebody like an Emery who also has a double game week. So I can get 5 games in the assistant manager chip, even if I don't play it on slot, right? And 2 games out of those 4 games, for example, if I get 2 games out of David Moyes, 1 game is a table bonus fixture, right? Everton versus Liverpool. Any team who's 5 places above you in the table, the assistant manager gets 10 points bonus for beating them and 5 points extra for drawing against them, right? So I'm giving David Moyes one chance to get 10 points if they beat Liverpool, 5 points if they draw with Liverpool. Same way, even Liverpool is 5 places above Aston Villa. So I'll get another chance at this table bonus if I transfer out Moyes for Emery in game week 25, then Aston Villa, when they play against Liverpool, I'll have another chance of a table bonus even if they draw or if they beat them, right? So, I mean, these are the permutations and combinations for those people who don't want to play it on Arna slot. If you ask me, obviously Arna slot is the best option for those people who have only 2 Liverpool assets and 1.5 million in the bank. Simply put your assistant manager on Arna slot, no questions asked, right? The issue is if you don't have the money or if you don't have an extra Liverpool spot open, then what to do? Which is kind of the same position which I am in. I've got like 2 Everton players, I've got 3 Liverpool players, so I have a spot open for David Moyes, right? So this is the thing which I am kind of where we're at right now, right? So for all those people watching the stream who don't have 3 Liverpool players already, did not transfer in Gakpo, have money in the bank, can afford to go Arna slot, you should go for Arna slot. Don't second guess yourself. Yes, we can go for Moyes and then we can make a transfer for Emery, this, that. Don't do that. If you have a spot open, you have the money, play your assistant manager chip on Arna slot, plain and simple, no questions asked. You only ask these questions if you don't have the money or if you don't have an open Liverpool spot. You already took a hit to get in Gakpo and now you're again having to take a hit to take him out. So these things are ones which you should consider, right? And now I will tell you what I will do in a bit, right? First, there's so many comments, let me answer some of the questions, then I'll come back and I'll answer your questions. So, hey Lightrays, hey Zara, hey CAB, Tirumalesh, Abhiroop, commenter, Thakif, welcome to the stream, guys. Thank you so much for being here, and Neil as well. Hey Neil, I hope you're doing well. So CAV says the timing of the announcement has confirmed my thoughts on the AM chip. It is not fun. I totally agree with you, CAV. I don't like this chip at all. I think it's just too much swingy chip, too much mess, and it's a very powerful chip as compared to the other chips which we have. For example, bench boost, triple captain. It's so much more powerful. Give me a second, guys. Just give me a second. Sorry guys, somebody was at the door, so sometimes these things, I'm streaming and real life hits hard. Anyways, so you get the point, right? I don't like this chip, but we have to, since it is here and we have to make the most of it, so we'll play it, obviously. Hey, Tirumale says, hey Wiz, hope you're good. I'm fine, thank you so much. A good game week, I'm looking forward. Activated the assistant manager chip on this one. That's fantastic. I like that, Tirumalesh. CAV says it's so complicated, makes me want to stick with Salah triple captain. Could do Gakpo to Visa and bring slot, but feels annoying getting pushed. You're right, CAV. I mean, there's another option, guys. If you, like, for example, if you want to get the triple captain chip out of the way before you play the assistant manager chip, you know that game week 25 is also going to be a double game week, right? So what you can do is, So what you can do... So basically what you can do is you can play your triple captain on Salah this week. And after that, guys, in game week 25, activate the assistant managership. So that way you'll get 4 games out of your assistant manager, and you'll get your triple captaincy on Salah as well. So that is also an option. If you like, because after game week 26, you don't know how many double game weeks are gonna be there. Maybe there's gonna be one more double game week, and you don't know what, like, how good it is gonna be, what is the game state gonna be, how is the table state going to be. So some people, if you want to get the triple captainship out of your way, what you can do is simply, guys, play the triple captain on Salah this week and activate your assistant manager next week on Emery or Marco Silva, depending on who wins between Liverpool and Spurs in the Carabao Cup. So that is one thing which you can do as well. So that is totally up to you what you want to consider. Abhirup says, hey mate, start Rodgers or Trossard? I would start... I'd start Rodgers in this game, mate. I think Rodgers is freshly back from a hat-trick against, Celtic in the Champions League. So I think it's better to go with Rodgers. Commenter says, I already have triple Liverpool and triple Everton. Planning to triple captain, but I feel like going to slot now is the sideways for me. And assess next game week. What do you think? Commenter, that is fine. If you want to play triple captain, you can do that. And after that, what you can do is you can simply transfer out like one of your Liverpool assets and then play your assistant managership on Arna slot in case Liverpool have a double game week in 25, and play your assistant managership on Marco Silva or Emery, whoever you want to, right, in game week 25. I mean, that is fine, because if you're having to take a hit to transfer out Gakpo, and then it's just because you can't even go with Moyes for the assistant managership, and you can't go for slot, and you're having to transfer out or change the structure of your team. So it's totally up to you, mate. The thing is, I am here to tell you all the possibilities and help you select what is the best. Abhirup says, start Rodgers or Trossard? I already answered that. Palmer to Foden, good or not? I don't think so, mate. You have to keep... If you have Palmer, you have to keep Palmer, mate. There's no point in transferring out Palmer. And Manchester City's fixtures are now turning, so I don't like Foden right now. Zara says, I have 5 free transfers, 1.4 in the bank. Forwards are Mateta, Isak, Larsen. Larsen you have to transfer out, he's injured. Rodgers, Semenyo, Palmer. Semenyo is good, Rodgers is good, Palmer is good, Salah is good. Gordon, maybe need to move him on from Bumo later. Maybe this game week you can play him. Defense is Gabriel, Robinson, Colwell, Greaves. You have to move on Greaves and Faze. Rea, Fabianski. So basically, I'd do in your team, I'd do... see, if you want to play the assistant managership and you don't even have Trent Alexander-Arnold, right? This is a double game week, Sarah. You need to have Trent Alexander-Arnold in that team. You need to get some money out. Maybe, Mateta to NDI and upgrade one of your defenders to Trent Alexander-Arnold. You have to have him for this double game week. There's like 2 double game weeks for Liverpool. Trent is going to play in all of the games. I don't think you have to go without Trent. So sell somebody like a Mateta for somebody like NDI, right? And upgrade one of your defenders to this Trent Alexander-Arnold. Sell Rea for Pickford. You'll get the money, and you'll get double game week players as well. And then activate your assistant managership and put it on Arna slot. If you have any follow-up questions, please let me know. Anil says, hey Wiz, would sell Gakpo for slot and have manager for 2 double game week. Keep Trent and Salah over triple captain. Yeah, I mean, honestly, if you ask me, triple captaincy chip is nowhere close as compared to this assistant manager chip. Triple captaincy only requires 1 double game week to be successful, right? For the assistant manager chip, you need to have like 3 game weeks in a row with good fixtures to be successful, right? And I think it's the best time to get it out of the way, so you don't need to have to worry about this chip any longer. So if I was you, I'd play this chip over triple captaincy. CAV says unlikely, but Villa could get 6 points before Liverpool game, and that game could end up not being a bonus game. Yeah, I mean that is true. True, CAV. I mean, but like we can only talk about what is in front of us now. But yes, I totally. I mean, Liverpool could drop in place as well. You never know. Villa obviously could move up. So there's lots of permutations and combinations that play here. But basically, I mean, even if that's not a bonus game, I mean, Aston Villa against Ipswich is, I'd say, an 8-pointer for Emery at least. So I mean, that'll already give you the points you need for that particular game week. I mean, if you play assistant manager in a single game week, you just get one game, right? So the Liverpool game for Emery is a bonus. Whatever he gets is a bonus, right? Hey Smelly Wab, hey Juggernaut. Jug says I'm traveling at the moment. Cheers, mate. If you have any questions, let me know. Although I know that we discussed on Twitter last night for a long time and your team is set. But if you have any questions, let me know. CAV says, I'm thinking about doing that. You also have the guarantee of knowing who doubles in 25. One less manager transfer if Spurs win. May do Rhea to Pickford to free this week. Yeah, I mean, CAV, I mean, that's totally fine. I'm not against that. The only problem is, triple captaincy on Salah in a game against like Bournemouth away, Everton away are not like the easiest of fixtures in which you would like to play your triple captaincy, because like it's a Merseyside derby with Everton and it's against Bournemouth. You know how Bournemouth are playing, right? They've been taking scalps. I mean, they went away at Stamford Bridge. They beat Chelsea. They beat Arsenal at at their home stadium. They beat Manchester City there. So it's not an easy place to go. I mean, technically saying, I mean, Liverpool don't have an easy double. I mean, Everton and Bournemouth is not an easy double. I mean, the next week, Wolves home and Aston Villa away, I'd say is an easier double. I mean, Aston Villa away is never an easy game, but technically speaking, Aston Villa away and at least Wolves at home, it has one kind of a ripe fixture for getting points, right? These two fixtures are not those easy fixtures that you really want for the double. That's the only thing which kind of stopped me from playing this triple captaincy this week. Guys, can you hear me? I really don't know what's going on here, guys. Please let me know if you can hear me, because this is the first time during my stream my streaming software has actually crashed. So this is something new for me. This is not the week to get, sir. Thank you. Thank God I'm back. So Lightrez was saying, Wiz, I'm trying to bring you in as my assistant manager and unfortunately can't find the option. Thank you so much, Lightrez. I like that. So let's pick the second best option, which is Arna Slot. Relo says Raya to Pickford for a -4. Yes, I'd do Relo to Pickford for a -4, especially if you're trying to avoid the assistant to avoid the free hit in game week 29 in the blank game week. Then you have to, like, I'm going for Pickford is a good option, mate. Testimony says sell Gakpo for Vissa and assistant manager Slot to or save the free transfer and assistant manager Moyes. Testimony, I mean, if you have a free transfer, then I would go with Slot, mate. I think you can sell Gakpo and go with Slot. If you ask me who's the best option, I'd say Arna Slot is the best option. I mean, I have a free transfer as well. Personally, I still don't know who I'm going for. In my mind, I want to go for Moyes, and right now. So I'm gonna make the decision, while I'm talking to you guys. See, what I can do is I can move Gakpo to NDI. I'll have the money to go for Arna Slot as the assistant manager, no problems, right? Or I can move somebody like an Ismail Assar out, get the money and play the assistant manager on Moyes and have the 3 Liverpool players in my team. So this is what I'm kind of struggling with in my mind, and I'll make the decision. But if you ask me who's the best, 100% Arne Slot is the best assistant manager. And you need to know how it works though, 6 points for a win, 1 point per goal, 2 points for a clean sheet, right? And obviously the table bonus only comes in if you're playing a team which is 5 places above you in the table. Getting rid of Gakpo to accommodate Slot just doesn't feel right. Neither does Moyes. Yeah, well, you have to make two, CAV. Fernandez says, I have both chips, triple captain and assistant manager. Which one is better this week? Christian, I think because there are 2 double game weeks in a row, it's better to play the assistant manager chip this week, mate. Larson replacement 5.9 in the bank. 5.9. I'd go with Ndiaye, mate. He has a double game week, and then he also has a fixture in game week 29. So I think Ndiaye is a good option for you. 5.5 million he costs, and with Calvert-Lewin injured, I think he'll play a lot. Yasas is going to play assistant managership this week. Slot in and Gakpo out for Visa. I like that move. Yes, no problems, mate. That's a good move. Thank you, Viz. So the plan is Rea to Pickford, Phase to Trent, Mateta to Ndiaye. I'll need to get a 5.4 replacement for Larson. Any suggestions? 5.5. I mean, I can tell you 5.5, mate. Ndiaye is a really good one. 5.4. I don't really like any. See if you can manage to get that 0.1 million. Otherwise, you can transfer somebody out. I mean, Raul Jimenez again. Is expensive. See if you can manage the 0.1 million with another transfer, mate. So that would be the best option. Yasar says going for slot as you might. Yeah, well, Liverpool have got 2 double game weeks, dependent on if they beat Spurs in the Carabao Cup semi-final, mate. If they don't, then Spurs will have a double game week and Fulham as well. Is the scoring system different for Moyes and Slot? Well, the scoring system is the same for all the managers. The only difference is the table bonus which you get if you're playing a team which is 5 positions above you in the table. Then you get 10 points extra for a win and 5 points extra for a draw. Yeah, the scoring system is the same. The only difference is the table bonus which you get. So in case Moyes beat Liverpool, he'll get 10 extra points for beating a team which is higher up in the table. 5 positions more than 5 positions higher up in the table. Domji says I've got 0.5 million no free transfers going for Moyes AM then Emery. I think that's a good place to be, Domji. I might go there as well. Whew, guys. Munoz versus Kirkaz. I would go with Manchester United away versus Liverpool at home. I would go with. Feels difficult, mate. Kirkesh maybe. I don't know. It's difficult. Munoz, you can go with Munoz if you feel that he's got that attacking threat. I would go with Munoz personally, mate. I'm sorry, I changed my decision. I would go with Munoz. Gakpo feels a safe transfer out this game week. Both Everton and Bournemouth are really solid defensively. I don't see many goals there. Well, the problem is not transferring out Gakpo. The problem is if you transfer him in this week and without playing him, you transfer him out again. That's 2 transfers. That's actually 8 points. That's a lot of cost to pay for. Not playing a player and getting him in and then transferring him out. Sell Hall to Mikalenko. Yes, I transferred in Mikalenko and Gakpo before the announcement of the doubles hit, and now can't go with AM Slot, assistant manager Slot, because of my transfers. So I'm thinking what to do. $0.5 in the bank. Keen to Mikalenko. Keen to Mikalenko or play assistant manager Moyes. I mean, I'd say keen to Mikalenko is fine, but then if you can play the assistant manager on Slot, that would be better, mate. If you can't, then simply play assistant manager Moyes. I think it's fine. But then you have to make one more transfer. See, guys, one more thing I have to tell you here is that if you play the assistant managership on Moyes, right, and Liverpool beat Spurs in this cup in the Carabao Cup semi-final, Aston Villa are going to have a double game week against Ipswich and Liverpool. You might want to then transfer out Isak for Watkins, or some of you even might not own Morgan Rogers. So basically, remember this thing, right? you have to understand that transferring out the managers will cost transfers just like it costs on the players. So don't think you're going to just make 3 transfers for managers. That will be equivalent to making 3 transfers for players, and it'll cost money as well, because David Moyes is 0.5 but Emery is 0.8, so you'll need to find the money as well for Emery. They don't cost the same. You have to kind of work out the permutations and combinations, guys. All right, so if you ask me right now, I'm in Moyes for game week 24. Emery for game week 25 is fine, but then maybe if you don't have the transfer, you might want to transfer out Isak for Watkins, and then you have to take a hit for that. So you have to work out the permutations in your mind before you make these moves, right? I got Gakpo last game week, captained him over Salah, the temptation of 5 probable matches first round. Do it, yes. I mean, I've seen many people do it. I'd do it. Are you playing the assistant manager? Yes, I'm playing the assistant manager, Abbas. Let's play it on Moyes, Biz. I'll sell Munoz for a 4.5, generate enough for Moyes. Start Colville or Greaves. I would start Colville, mate. Greaves against Southampton, I know, but I still don't trust him. Hi Simon, to start from Vandenberg or Castania. Also, is it worth -4 to get a double game week player? I think it's definitely. I mean, Sepp Vandenberg plays in 29. Castania, not sure. So, which double game week player are you talking about? It's not worth -4 to get a defender, but it's definitely worth to get an attacking player. Which player are you talking about, mate? Start Colville, Nico Williams, or Robinson? I'd start Colville, mate. Nico Williams, yes, against Brighton you can if you want to. But recently, I mean, Nottingham have not been that good defensively. I mean, you saw what happened to them last week as well, right? Wood to Gakpo for the free transfer. I'll be left with 0 million in the bank. Well, then you won't be able to play the assistant managership, Abhijit. So go with Wood to NDI and play the assistant manager on Arna slot. That's the option. I already answered you, Geeta. I answered you, my friend. Guys, I think we should not leave our transfers for too late. I think these servers are running on hamsters. They're going to crash. So whatever you want to do, guys, do it quick. Hurry up and do it, guys. I think we should not leave it too late. You never know what happens, guys. I have the same team. Should I get rid of Trent for Mikel? No chance, Abbas. No way, mate. Get rid of Gakpo. Don't get rid of Trent. Get rid of Gakpo if you have to, if you want to get assistant manager on slot, or play the assistant manager on Moyes. Don't... slot is 1.5, mate. Slot is 1.5. Moyes is 0.5. Emery is 0.8. Or 0.9, I guess. I don't know. My transfer plan, I've already made my transfers, but if I'm going to play the assistant managership, I need the money. So you know what? I'm going to make my transfers. I don't want to leave it too late, mate. That's the whole thing. I know these servers are... I'll make my transfers in 5 minutes. I don't want to leave it too late because these servers are running on hamsters. We don't want to challenge these hamsters. Rhea start. I think he should start CAV. I mean, to be honest with you, I mean, Neto didn't play really well. Swelly Web says hamster warning. That's really cute. But I don't think there's going to be a problem, Neto had really poor game against Girona in the Champions League. If you saw what happened, Neto was like in no man's land when Arnaud Danjuma kind of scored the goal. I don't think that'll put any confidence in Arteta. Obviously, if Rhea isn't like Rhea, if Rhea can stand, if Rhea can play a little bit still, I think he'll want to play David Raya. I think Arteta sometimes plays these games as well, so you never know what happens. But according to the predictions, and everything, I feel that Rhea's gonna start. Lock your team, says Smelly Web. What's Fabrizio Romano saying? I don't know. Alright, Asmir says, hey Wiz, I already have 3 Liverpool triple up. Do you think playing the assistant manager could haul more points than having players in? Definitely, mate. Definitely good. I mean, assistant manager gets 2 points for a clean sheet, 1 points per goal, and 6 points per win, right? So simply assuming Liverpool wins all the 5 games 1-0, right? 1-0, right? So that'll be 9 points for Arne Slot. 6 for the win, 1 for the goal, 2 for the clean sheet, right? 9 5s are 45. You can do the maths, right? So just assuming that Liverpool wins all the 5 games, you know, it'll be 45 points for Arne Slot, and that is just if they win by 1 goal and they keep clean sheets. If they score 4 or 5 goals, that can go up to 50 55 easily, you know. Obviously if Liverpool don't win, then you know, then they'll not get the points, but I'm just giving you the potential of the chip, the ceiling of this chip, mate. Asmir says, hey, we already have the 3 Liverpool. I already answered that question. I'm reading again. I'm going crazy. Today I didn't even have time to breathe, guys. The questions have been like so much like a machine gun. Isaac or Wood to play? Isaac, mate. Away from FPL, looks like Rashford to Villa is happening, is it? I just saw a notification by Fabrizio Romano. I didn't read it. Maybe it is about this is only. Hang on, let me see. That means Watkins to Arsenal might happen as well, you know. It was for... No, this is for Elijah Scott to Stuttgart. I haven't seen the... Juventus have made contact with Lloyd Kelly. No, I don't see any Marcus Rashford news. Axel Disasi for Tottenham. I don't see it, mate. I don't know where you got that information, but I hope it does. I mean, you know, good for FPL. Good for Arsenal as well. What an AJ say, hello, mate. Long time no see. Hey, mate. I hope you're doing well. Todd is up. Todd says, hey everyone, I just woke up. Todd, play the assistant manager on Arne Slot, put the captaincy on Salah, and go to sleep, mate. Villa could use Rashi, totally, man. And Arsenal could use Watkins too. Could the assistant managership and triple captain be? No 2 chips can be played together. If you play the assistant managership for the next 3 game weeks, you cannot play any other chip, guys. Is Moyes a good choice, or should I get rid of 1 Liverpool player for Slot? I mean, the first priority is Arne Slot, but you know, David Moyes is the second priority. And then remember, you can't play Moyes in game week 25 because he doesn't have a double game week potentially, so you'll have to move him to Emery. So if you're picking Slot, then you can play him for the 2 game weeks, but if you're picking Moyes, then you're gonna have to transfer him out next game week as well. And you're kind of relying on this Leicester game much more than you are relying on the Liverpool game. Loan for Rashford. Luckhurst is tier 1. Yeah, Luckhurst is fine. Sam Luckhurst, I've read his posts for a long time. If he said that, I think it's happening. Watkins won't go, sorry, Wiz. Yeah, he's 29. I mean, if he doesn't go now, then he's gonna have to just finish his career at Aston Villa, mate. I'm fine with whatever, mate. I don't have Gakpo, so playing assistant manager on Slot. Smelly Web says, loved your summary for Todd, Wiz. Thank you so much, mate. That's all I've been thinking about since yesterday. So now I know how to summarize. Yeah, Todd, that's the best way to go about it, mate. Would you start Rogers or Ahmad? I would start Rogers or Ahmad. I would start Ahmad, mate. This is a difficult question. Next week, obviously, with Rogers having the double, I'll start Rogers. But this week, I'd say Ahmad. You can start Ahmad. I mean, he has a hat-trick potential in him. Although Rogers did score a hat-trick in the Champions League, but I don't think it's the same, you know. Ahmad scored 1 in the Premier League. I think that counts for more. Neil says, would you sell Colville for Everton defender for a -4? Is it worth it doing the assistant manager on Slot? I think so, it is worth it, yes, mate. But I mean, you don't even need to sell Colville for the Everton defender. Still, you can put it on Slot, mate. I mean, Everton defender is less priority. More priority is just playing the assistant manager on Slot if you can do it. What's the plan? I might play the assistant manager, but because I've got 3 Liverpool, I might have to play it on David Moyes, mate. Asmir says the game week is supposed to be so much simpler. The plan was just using triple captain on Gakpo, but the assistant manager point potential. I agree with you, mate. Abbas says Gakpo to NDI and Slot as assistant manager. I bought Gakpo in the last week. Well, at least you got the Gakpo points, mate. I got Gakpo this week, and I have seen some people who brought in Gakpo, selling Gakpo to place the assistant manager on Slot. These things happen, mate. You just have to play along. Watkins needs 6 goals to become top Premier League scorer for Villa. My guess is that he'll want that, then hope he can go in the summer. Yeah, mate, that is true. He's been amazing for Aston Villa. Nothing short of amazing for Aston Villa, mate. I'm planning to use my wildcard after game week 29, mate. Possibly in 31 when the double game week starts. The series of good fixtures swing starts. Smash that like button. Thank you so much, Smayab. I guess, guys, I need to make my transfers. I can't leave it hanging for too long. You never know about the hamsters. So, guys, let's see. I've got assistant manager, powerful tip. Are you planning to play it? I'm planning to play it. Yes, mate. So, see what I'm thinking here. If I want to play the assistant manager on Arna slot, I can simply do this. I can simply bring NDI. And then I'll have enough money in the bank to simply... I got 2.3 in the bank, right? No problems. Get NDI, play assistant manager, and I have a free transfer, so there's no hit for me. But I just brought in Gakpo. I want to play Gakpo as well. So the second option which I have is to take out Ismaila Sarr, right? For somebody like Otaro Dango, right? Or maybe Damsgaard or Otaro Dango. You know, I can, because he plays in Game Week 29 and I need such players who play in 29. So I've got Pickford, I've got Mikalenko, I've got Otaro Dango. You know, I'm kind of collecting, starting to collect players who play in 29. So yeah, that'll help me in both ways. And when I don't want to play him, he can just stay on the bench. I don't mind. So if I want to play my assistant manager on Moyes, then this is the route which I'm gonna go. And now I've got the money to move to Moyes and then to move to Emery as well. So that won't be a problem. And then I can downgrade Isak to Watkins. Yeah, that's the thing. I prefer the Moyes one too. I mean, I want Arne slot, but you know, I think this one can work as well. And also, guys, see, one more thing. Remember. One more thing you have to consider, it's not just Moyes versus Slot, right? It's also Ndiaye versus Gakpo. That's also which you have to understand, guys. It's not just Arna Slot versus this David Moyes. It's also Ndiaye versus Gakpo. So, I mean, Gakpo scores more points than Ndiaye, and then, Slot scores more points than Moyes. It'll kind of even itself out, right? So, I mean, there's lots of permutations, guys, and I don't even know how these results are going to work out, you know. But you need to kind of understand all the parameters. So it's not only like you going for Slot versus Moyes, right? It's also Gakpo versus Ndiaye as well. So put that into the equation and see. But it is triple Liverpool versus triple Everton for half the game week. That is true, mate. That is so true. Sokrat says, bro, who shall I start from Ahmad and Gordon? I'd start Gordon over Ahmad, mate. And which defender shall I play from Burn, Robinson and Nico Williams? I would go with Nico Williams and Nico Williams and Robinson, mate, I guess. Yeah. It's a difficult one with the defenders, mate. Attacker, I'll definitely play Gordon. There's also a small chance Spurs beat Liverpool. Yeah, if they beat them, then it's better for me, because then all those assistant manager people who are playing assistant manager on Arna slot will actually transfer out Arna slot and move to Emery as well. Because if Liverpool don't get a double, then everybody will move on from Arna slot. Then that's good as well. -4 worth for India, I would out. I don't think it's worth -4, mate. Brighton at home, Wood couldn't easily score 10 points. And it depends. I mean, if you need NDI in Game Week 29, you don't want to play your free hit, then yes, it is possible. Gakpo to Visa is fine, man. I mean, I remember talking yesterday and you said that you were afraid that Visa is going to get a transfer out. If you don't feel he's going to get transferred out, then Visa is a great option, man. Brentford have got good fixtures coming up. Visa against Tottenham, yeah, you can start Visa against Tottenham. Sian says, hey bro, Gakpo to Visa, then Moyes have 0 Everton. Yeah, you can do that, mate. If you're transferring out Gakpo, then why not play the assistant manager on Moyes, on Arne slot, provided you have the money. If you don't have the money, then you can definitely go with Moyes, mate. Why don't you take a -4 for him? Sian says meant slot, not Moyes. Then makes more sense, mate. Yeah, I don't need to take a hit, mate. I can simply just transfer out Gakpo and I can play the assistant manager on slot. But I want to play it on Moyes. I wanna give the chance of this table bonus for Everton, table bonus for Aston Villa, depending on where they are, at that time. I mean, there's even a table bonus for Fulham, in that particular game against Nottingham Forest. In case Spurs beat this Liverpool in the Carabao Cup semi-final, then Fulham get a double game week. And if I get Marco Silva, then Marco Silva plays against Tottenham and Nottingham. And by the way, Nottingham are like more than 5 places above Fulham in the table, so there's a table bonus game for Fulham there as well, potentially. So yeah, there's lots of permutations, lots of combinations, mate. You never know. Ismail Assar to Otoro Dango. Let's go, guys. Enough. Where is the manager? Add a manager to your team. Where should I add the manager? Assistant manager active. What? Where's the manager? Where should I add him? What is happening here now? I need to go to transfers. Obviously, I need to go to transfers. I'm so crazy. Alright. So guys, David Moyes is 0.5. Emery is... Amorim is 0.8. Emery is 0.8. So I'll have 0.9 in the 0.4 in the bank, so I can easily go with this. Enough, guys. Enough tinkering around with this assistant managership. I'll just thanking God that at the end of this goddamn deadline, I won't have to worry about this chip ever again. I hope FPL don't bring this chip back next season. It's just absolutely horrible. Otaro Dango. Yeah, I'm going with assistant manager, mate. Moyes this week. Next week, I'm possibly gonna go with if Liverpool wins, I'm gonna go with I'll move Isak to Watkins. And then I'll possibly move Moyes to Emery. If Tottenham beat Liverpool, then I'll move Moyes to a Marco Silva. Gabriel to Kirkash and play assistant manager for slot. We'll have to use a -4. Yes, Abhijit. I mean, that works. I mean, I don't like the transfer of Gabriel, to be honest with you. I mean, if you can get the money from elsewhere, I mean, that would be better. But if you can't, then yes, why not? You have to get Gabriel back, though, I'm telling you. Would you take a -4 for any Everton player since it's technically a -2? Pickford, man, I don't know. I'll take it for a Pickford because it's a double game week. Otherwise, I don't really like any of the Everton players. Ndiaye, I wouldn't take him. Yeah, I mean, you can take one for Ndiaye. I mean, I think he'll play both the games, especially with Calvert-Lewin injured. So I'd say Ndiaye maybe. Beto, I won't. I don't trust him as a striker. Ndiaye has at least been scoring goals. So yeah, I'd take it for Ndiaye and Pickford, mate, I guess. It's a difficult question because I hadn't considered it in my mind till now. Start Ahmad or Joao Pedro or Rogers. I'd start Ahmad, mate. Doing Rea to Pickford, thinking Mateta to Ndiaye. I think that's alright, yeah. That's not bad, CAV. I just did Gordon to Kluivert. Why did you sell Gordon for Kluivert? Did you need money? Sanchez to Pickford for a -4. I mean, if you didn't need the money, then you should have played Gordon against Fulham as compared to Kluivert against Liverpool, mate. Dijk to Dean and bring in Slot. Yes, I mean, if you want to play the assistant manager on Arne Slot, I think that Van Dijk is the man to transfer out. Salah and Trent have to be played. By the way, my assistant manager has to be somewhere, right? Not assistant manager, I mean the vice captain. I'm going crazy. Yes, needed money. I have good 7 attackers. If you need the money, you can do it, mate. Then no problem. I've got one. Guys, listen, you've got 10 minutes. I will answer the questions for the next 5 minutes and then I'll stop answering because I don't want to miss the deadlines. Hamsters are struggling. 1.1 in the bank, got 3 Everton. Who should I go for assistant manager? Well, you have to go for slot then, mate. Get the money, mate. Arrange the money and go for slot. If it needs a -4, take a -4, go for slot. If you know, if you already got 3 Everton, if you want to go for Moyes, that's totally up to you, mate. Pedro to NDI and assistant manager on Moyes. Gakpo to NDI and assistant manager on slot. You got the same same questions that I had, and you know what I did, Abbas. So my answers might be a little bit skewed, right? You don't want answers from somebody who's putting his assistant manager on Moyes to answer this question, because I transferred in Gakpo in this week only. I haven't got any points from him, and I still want. I was very close to transferring him out as well. So I'm not sure if I'm the right person to answer that, but I'd say playing the assistant manager in itself, it's a very powerful chip. It'll give you some advantage, right? Which manager you prefer, it totally depends on you, mate. You know, see, think about it this way: you prefer slot plus NDI or you prefer Moyes plus Gakpo, and that'll give you your answer for the next 3 game weeks, right? And you can transfer out your manager as well. So NDI versus Gakpo plus slot, Emery or whoever else you want to get. That's the question, mate. Kukurea or Hall to start? I'll start Kukurea, mate. Kukurea or Hall, who to start? I'll start Kukurea, mate. I answered that twice because the question was 2 times. Thakif says 4.1 defender with Colville replacement. 4.1. 4.1. Man, I don't know. Maybe Greaves, mate. I don't know. I haven't considered that defender price point for a long time now. 4.1 you're talking about, right? So you've got Bednarek from Southampton, Jan Bednarek. 4.0, you can go for Jan Bednarek. Harvard Bellis is obviously there, but I'd like Bednarek more than this. I mean, you got Sepp van der Berg from Brentford, 4.1. You know, you got Anderson from Fulham if you want to go there. Anderson from Fulham is good. Obviously, you've got Greaves as well if you want to go there. Yeah. If you have any more questions, let me know. Hey brother, seen you after a long time. Good luck. Hey Pradeep, I hope you have a great game. Good luck. Azmir says, really want to bring in a Mbumo, but it's either Rogers, Ahmad, or Gordon in the chopping block, leaning towards Ahmad. Chop Gordon, mate. Then you won't need to add that much money. I mean, you'll just need to add 0.3 million, you know. And Gordon's fixtures are turning, so might be a good time to move to Mbumo, but not this game week, not against Tottenham. I'm telling you. You know, you can do it next week as well. It's not a priority transfer by any means this week. Start Timber or Robinson versus Newcastle. Let's start Robinson versus Newcastle. Timber versus Manchester City. Difficult one, mate. I'd say Timber. Maybe it's a very difficult one for me to answer this one, mate. I think Timber has the higher probability of a clean sheet and Robinson has a higher attacking threat. Although he'll be playing against, you know, Murphy, I guess. When are you playing your triple captain? I'll play it in the next batch of double game week whenever I get it, mate. 31, 32, 33, or then, you know, whenever I get a double game week, mate. I'll play it after the blank game week, mate. Because 3 weeks I'm booked with the assistant manager. And after that, I'll decide when I want to play my triple captaincy. I hope Liverpool gets another double, which they think they're going to get if they are in the Carabao Cup final, and then if they win in the FA Cup as well. It is totally dependent on that, but I'm hoping it works out. Thinking of moving Gordon to a 6 million mid to enable Slot as the assistant manager. You can do that, Zara. That's not a problem with that. You can move him to if you don't have a Morgan Rogers, you can move him to a Morgan Rogers. If you already have Morgan Rogers, you can, you know, think about somebody like Justin Clevert, and then you'll have the money to play assistant manager on Slot. I think that is a good position to be in. SH, I mean, I could have played a triple captaincy this week, but Thakif says 0 in the bank with. That's fine, mate. Oh, but Do you need money for the assistant manager? Sepp van de Berg, yeah, Sepp van de Berg is 4.1 is fine. He wants a 4.1, right? Yeah, 4.1. So Sepp van de Berg is fine. Jan Bednarek is fine. I mean, Greaves from Ipswich is alright. Play Gabriel or Colville. You can play. I mean, you can play Gabriel for the attacking threat if you want to, mate. I mean, I personally, which one am I playing? I'm playing Colville, right? I can play Gabriel as well. I mean, I've been thinking about that, you know. Actually, you know what? I should play Gabriel. I should not play. You confused me as well now. Done Van de Berg and slot AM. That's nice, Thakif. That's nice. Guys, Gabriel against Manchester City. Or Colville. I mean, Arsenal have not been keeping too many clean sheets is the problem. You know, against Man City, will they keep a clean sheet? I really don't know. But you have me confused, mate. I don't know. I don't know. Took your advice, kept Gabriel, took Gordon out for Rodgers. Yeah, I mean, because you'll have to get him back later, mate. It's great. I'm telling you, it's fine, mate. Forward suggestions 5.7 million. Go for Ndiaye, Zara. Go with Ndiaye. I was set for the assistant managership couple of weeks as I've already used triple captain. My mini league mates would have triple captain this week. Now all will assistant manager. There goes my differential. That it happens, mate. Don't worry about it. Colville, City will rise. Thakif, we don't want City to rise. God Ndiaye. Cheers, Zara. Wish you all the best. Gabriel or Colville? Colville over Gabriel. The mage has spoken, guys. So I'm gonna listen to Todd. Looking for another forward other than Ndiaye. Other than Ndiaye, right? Just a second. I'll look for another forward for you. I don't really have really good forwards in this price bracket. I mean, you know, there's not many in this price range which you want to go with. I mean, you can go with Beto if you want to, but that's just stretching it because Calvert-Lewin is injured. Vardy, I mean, there's Vardy, but you never know with Vardy, right? Raul Jimenez is there if you want, but his minutes are not guaranteed. I like Ndiaye more. Play Pedro or Sarr? I would play Pedro. He's on penalties. George says, hey Wiz, I also went with AM Moyes. Cheers, mate. I wish you all the best. I wish myself all the best as well. Gali says, triple captain Salah or assistant manager slot got Gakpo and Salah, no Trent Alexander-Arnold. Play assistant manager on Arna slot. Big win for Everton today. I really hope so, mate. Really hope so. 110%, mate. Triple captain Salah can be played later. I think this is a good batch. Guys, I'm not answering any more questions. Lock your teams. Play Gabriel or Greaves. Home against Southampton is promising. I will play. I mean, if you want to play Greaves, fine. But I personally, if I had this option, I would go with the Gabriel, mate. You never know with Greaves, you know. No Everton to triple captain in 5 minutes, says CAV. That's the impact double game weeks have on you, mate. And all of us, not just you. I mean, it has the same impact on all of us. Guys, please lock your teams. I'm not going to answer any more questions. Don't tempt me by asking the question. And then I say this and then I answer the question as well. That's how I am. It's done. Going with slot, playing Colville. Cheers, mate. What? This goddamn this thing is always happening to me, guys. I don't know. Just a second, guys. I'm fixing this. This is always happening, guys. These hamsters are struggling, guys. I'm telling you. Don't tell me later. What am I done? Oh, just a second. There, is it? Yeah. Oh man, this is giving me. It's gonna drive me crazy someday. All right. Hits done. Going to slot, playing Colville. Cheers, guys. Not answering any more questions. Please lock your teams. Hamsters are struggling. First number on the bench. Gabriel, no, Otaro Dango, I don't know. This is I don't know. The FPL website, it's gonna have problems, mate. I've been saying hamsters are struggling, mate. They always struggle. They've been struggling since a very long time. They've been struggling since a very long time. Gakpo out, slot in, let's go. Cheers, Abbas. Finally, you made your decision, huh? Nice, nice. Guys, 30 seconds to deadline. Anybody who's locking their teams, anybody who's not fixed their benches, anybody who's not done anything, you've got 20 seconds. Please lock your teams. For the sake of God, don't come here telling me we missed the deadline, we were about to do this, that. Please, guys. And if you're playing assistant manager chip, you have to go into the transfers and select your manager there. Go to the transfers page and then select your manager there. And save your team. Don't forget to save your team, guys, please. 1 second, guys. It's deadline. I hope everybody was able to do it. This has been one crazy stream, guys. This has been one crazy stream. The number of questions today was insane. Zara says thank you. You're welcome, Zara. Always welcome, mate. Great stream, Viz. Good luck, everyone. Thank you so much, Malibab. I had so much fun doing it. It was fun. It was so much fun. It's done. Hope Liverpool wreak havoc, but maintain clean sheet along the way. Yeah. You know, I'll tell you now, guys, as I discussed at the start of the stream, there's always layers to this stuff, right? If I hadn't brought in Gakpo, I would have ended up playing my triple captaincy on Arna Slot, my assistant manager on Arna Slot, right? So there are always layers to these decision-making processes. Todd says Zen, no FOMO, Zen, wisdom, good luck, thanks. Cheers, mate, good luck, and thank you so much for waking up and coming to the stream. I hope the answer was succinct and precise. I have been doing a lot of talking about this assistant managership. See you, SH. I hope you have a great game week, mate. Good luck, Takif. So basically, there was layers, right? I brought in Gakpo, and if I hadn't brought in Gakpo, guys, you know what? I might have just simply played it on Arna Slot. But then I, you know, my mind told me what happens if you play Gakpo versus India and Moyes versus Slot, and then, you know, the other stuff comes in front of you. This is going to be the last game at Goodison Park, last Merseyside derby at Goodison Park. And, you know, Everton would want to win, and Everton have won their last 2 games at home, and, you know, they might beat Leicester, and you won't even need points from the Liverpool game. Anything you get from that game is a bonus, and it's a table bonus game. You never know. So these things come into your mind. It's psychology. It's all about psychology, you know. And that is why I made up the decision that I've already made my mind to go with Gakpo. I made the transfer. I just did not want to take him out, you know. I didn't want to go with India, and then ending up having India in my team until game week 29 just didn't appeal to me that much, you know, personally. After getting in Gakpo, if I didn't bring in Gakpo, then I would have brought in India. FPL Juggernaut says too stressful for me as well. I'm getting too old for this stuff, I reckon. I mean, this chip is crazy, mate. I hope they don't bring it back next season. Todd says perfecto. Thanks, mate. George says the big winners are the people who were in the know about the double. That's true, mate. George, you know what? I waited until Thursday. I waited until Wednesday or Thursday. I did not make my transfers. I always like to make my transfers late. And, you know, and when I saw that the players were going to rise finally, because the algorithm apparently gets changed due to the double game week, just one day before the announcement, I ended up bringing Mikalenko and Gakpo. Otherwise, it would have been Arna Slot as well for me, mate. Sometimes, you know, this is destiny. That's how things were supposed to go, and that's how they did. And now I've got 3 Liverpool and I've got 3 Everton, and I just hope for the best, mate. Fingers crossed. Sanjay says it's a great chip, makes variance. Yeah, it's fine, but the variance should not be based on, like, it's a game within a game, you know, Sanjay. It's a bit much in my opinion. FPL is supposed to be simple. That was the beauty of FPL. It was so simple. One decision, that's it. That's all you have to make, and then you keep scratching your head around for 1 week for the one decision. George says you're right not to sell Gakpo because you'd be sweating the Southampton game in 28 too. I hope so, mate. I hope it works out. In the end, even if Slot gets more points, I hope Gakpo can compensate, and then Moyes gets some points, and overall India and Slot and Gakpo and Moyes can match them. And next week, if Emery gets a double, then I'll go for Emery. If Marco Silva gets a double, I'll go for Silva. So at least I have that decision in my hand to make. So I hope for the best. As a United fan, as good as Moyes is, he still gives me PTSD. I don't think United fans gave Moyes a chance at United, mate. I mean, he came right after Alex Ferguson. You know, the expectations was so much higher. It's just like what happened to Emery after Arsene Wenger, mate. It was just what happened to Arsene Wenger, and then Emery came, and nobody was, accepting of his style of football. And now see what wonders he's done in at Aston Villa, you know. So yeah, we've got a super chat from Jerry, man. He says, first time listener, love the vibes here. Cheers, mate. Thank you so much for your super chat, and I'm glad you love it here, and I hope you'll be joining us more often, Jerry. I'm always around for the deadlines. I do these deadline streams mostly 1 hour before the deadline, so I'd be looking forward to having you here, mate. Thank you so much for your super chat, and I hope you have a great game week. Dextra says, will we be able to use the assistant manager chip another week if we didn't use it because we were too late? Yes, of course, man. Everybody's using it now because they wanted to. It's not because they had to. It's because in 3 game weeks, they're going to get 5 games out of the manager on which they're playing the chip. And that's why they were playing it. There was no there was no compulsion to play the chip. You know, it's going to be available to you until game week 36, and you can play it anytime you want. Obviously, after game week 36, because you won't have 3 games to go, I really don't know how that works, whether you're going to be able to play it for 2 games, but that doesn't make sense to me. So I think up until game week 36, you'll be able to play it, mate. Sanjay, George says, Sanjay, this chip is horrible. It's not FPL. I think it is FPL. Check the guideline. It's written. We played the chip because we are greedy. Of course we are greedy. I mean, we all want points, don't we? And that's all we are playing for. By the way, I mean, Sanjay, and George doesn't mean that it's not FPL in the sense of the game. He just means that it's not in the truest sense of the game, as in, as in, like, this is not how we were traditionally. FPL is meant to be played. You know, it's the spirit of the game. It's not the spirit of the managers. I really personally, I didn't like the chip as well, mate. But I mean, you know, once you've been given the chip, you have to play it. And one of the reasons for my playing the chip on Moyes this week was I wanted to get it out of the system. I wanted to get it out of my way so that I can do what I want to do with the rest of the chips without having to worry about assistant manager every week, you know. So now I've got bench boost, I've got this triple captaincy, I've got a wild card, and I've got free hit, and I'm free to play them as I choose after game week 26, right? So that is also, there was one motivation to get this chip out of my hands, guys. And that's, Sanjay says, I know I was being Darcy. Yeah, cheers, man. As Asmir says, next year you might be assistant to referee chip. I guess that would be interesting, mate. The standard of refereeing in this country, man. Michael Oliver giving that red card to Miles Lewis Kelly. It was. I haven't talked about that on my stream today, mate. But oh my god, that was appalling, man. That was just. How was that a red card, man? If a normal person who watches football for the last 10-20 years, I can tell there's no chance it was a red card on Miles Lewis Kelly. And I don't know how Michael Oliver thought, and how the VAR people did not overturn that. It was amazing, man. Dick's Trust says, I just waited too long to use the chip, so wondering how to maximize the chip next week. Well, you can play it on Emery or Marco Silva, depending. We'll come back to the stream around the deadline next week, and we'll make a decision, mate. Don't worry about it. You'll still make the most of it. Don't worry about it. The chip relates to the team, not the manager per se. If the manager gets sacked, the points stay with the team. I mean, that's kind of one of the same thing, man. I mean, we're talking like 1 in 100 kind of case, but yeah. Bekalu says, as I joined late, didn't get the time to check FPL this week. Do you have any advice what to do with the assistant manager? Bekalu, just play it next week if you want to, mate. Next week there's going to be another set of doubles, and if you can't get 5 games out of the assistant managership, the next best thing is you kind of get 4 games out of it. And so let's see who wins. like whether Liverpool beat Spurs in the Carabao Cup, then Aston Villa and Liverpool have a double. If Spurs win, then Fulham and Spurs have a double. So lots of things to go, mate. Todd says, I agree, AM is not really in the spirit of the game. The multi-week aspect is not good. Yeah, totally, mate. Totally. And I know that, you know, I just have a feeling that next year they're not going to bring it back because it was introduced as a surprise chip. So they kept these options open as to, you know, not kind of make this chip a permanent fixture. Asmir says, George, yeah, that's not even football anymore. Guess we just have to talk about the next 3 weeks and FPL comes back. Yeah. Spurs will get smashed by Liverpool. Well, you never know, mate. Cup games are always different than the regular league games. You never know. The team shouldn't matter more than the individual players. We are FPL manager, recruiting players in our team, not manager or team results. Yeah, I mean, you all understand, guys, right? It's just not in the spirit of the game. But the less talked about the chip, this better, guys. We're playing this chip. At least we can respect the chip while we play it. So only positive vibes, guys. Assistant manager chip is good. It'll give us a lot of points, and then it'll disappear forever. Positive vibes only, guys. Anyways, guys, I had really lots of fun streaming today. I think AM in 36 to 38 is a good option. Relegation teams versus teams on the beach may lead to big points. I mean, of course, Todd, that was when everybody was really going to play it if this double-double didn't come up. But now there was this chance of a double-double was there. I don't think any active manager would let it go. Anyways, guys, you know, I had lots of fun streaming today. It was lots of questions, lots of discussions, and at the end, I really enjoyed our discussion about this chip as well. Hope Arsenal wins this week. This fixture was City's turning point earlier. Yeah, man, always, you know, ever since 1998, I started watching Arsenal. 99, I don't even remember now. Just been hoping Arsenal wins, and 2003 was the last time I actually watched them win the league. You know, it's been way too long, man. 21 years. You know, I was a kid back then. Just hope I get Arsenal to watch Arsenal to win the league while I'm in this dimension or in this domain. You know, it's a subtle way of saying it, but it feels good. Anyways, guys, so just take care of yourselves. I hope we all have a good game week in Game Week 24. Obviously, I'll be back for the deadline stream in Game Week 25, and we'll discuss the manager transfers as well as the player transfers, and as well as for those people who haven't played the assistant managership, we'll discuss whether to play it next time onwards in Game Week 25, who to play it on, and how to kind of proceed with the rest of the chips which we left. You know, we'll kind of discuss a lot of things in the coming weeks. So just take care of yourselves, guys. I hope you had fun. I hope you enjoyed the deadline stream. I'll see you next week for next week's deadline stream. Till then, take care of yourselves, and may the arrows be green always. Cheers, guys. Bye-bye.